Okay, you guys ready? All right, I'm going to need your A game today, so hopefully you're not super tired. If you're tired, grab a standing desk from the hallway and bring it in, and you can stand, and that should help. All right, you guys ready? So it says, what exactly does, and then we have this little cosine with a -1 equals half mean. So you pronounce this, and I think we already covered it, but just in case, we pronounce this either inverse cosine or arc cosine. They both mean the same thing, inverse cosine or arc cosine. Now, because it says cosine -1 equals half, what does that mean? Well, if I have it equals to something, like if I go cosine -1, 1/2 equals x, if I call it that, you can rewrite this. If I put, you can put a theta there. It doesn't matter what variable. Put something there. So rewrite. So let me rewrite. And that means that you could do this, that cosine x equals a half. Maybe I should have put the x on the left-hand side. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So that's all it means. And on the unit circle, so example 1, and it's I did the same. Chav, why did you put a 0.5 instead of a half? I don't know, guys. When I'm typing this out, sometimes I feel like a fraction. Sometimes I feel like a decimal. Doesn't mean it's the same. That 1/2 means the same as that. So find the first 5 positive values of our cosine. Remember what that means. That means cosine of what angle equals a half. That's what it means. On the unit circle. Yeah, so close the door, please. On the unit circle, at this coordinate, I have a half. And at this coordinate, I have a half. Trav, what are you talking about? That's where cosine is a half. Does that make sense? So, what's this first angle that you see right here? What angle is that? No, not pi over 6. Pi over 3. That's my first one. And then if I keep going, what's that second one there? Yeah, 5 pi over 3. Are we okay with those two? Okay, how do we get the other ones? Chav, what are you talking about? It says here first 5 positive, right? So do you agree that if I do one revolution from the pi over 3, that this is 2 pi right there? Do you agree that's 2 pi? Do you agree that if I do one revolution from the 5 pi over 3, do you agree that that's also 2 pi? All right, so here's how we're going to get them, guys. We're going to get them by going x1 equals pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. And then x2 equals 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. Where n is an integer. Does that make sense, guys? Don't worry, I'm going to help you guys out right now. You can come in. You can come in once. Cool or not cool? Okay. So, don't worry, guys. I'm going to go slow. Oh, thanks. Tell PTSA thank you. No, it's okay, man. It's okay. Let the record show that Wentz is in here right now. And thank you, Wentz. All right. You guys ready? Here we go. Comma. Take the pi over 3, and we're going to add 2 pi to that. And when we add 2 pi to that, I'm going to put plus 2 pi. I'm going to put that answer right there. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go pi over 3 plus 2 pi. Chav, I don't know how to do that. Yes, you do. Turn the common denominator, turn this into 6 over 3. Isn't 6 divided by 3 2? Yeah. So look, that's 2 pi, guys. What is 6 pi over 3 plus 1 pi over 3? So that's the next one, 7 pi over 3, comma. Then the next one is going to come from, let me erase this up here. No, actually, I like that. So say it again. Oh, common denominator, 6 divided by 3 is 2, so I'm still adding 2 pi. See? Now I'm gonna get the next one by taking the 5 pi over 3, and I'm gonna add 2 pi. So I'm gonna come over here. Look, I'm just doing this. See? I'm just doing that. So I'm gonna say 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi. Now remember, 2 pi is the same thing as saying 6 pi over 3. Are we okay? What is 6 plus 5? So it is 11 pi over 3. I need one more. Take the 7 pi over 3 and add 2 pi to it. So 7 plus 6, what's that? 13 pi over 3. And there it is, guys. Those are my 5 answers in that order. How do we feel? Did that make sense? Okay. So we're not robots, right? Okay. By the way, and I will show you another way. Should I show you now? Yeah, I'll show you now. So you see how we have right here. So focus on this real quick. Don't worry about writing it down. Just focus. You see how I have that statement that cosine x equals a half? Do you remember when you were in algebra 2, or maybe algebra 1? I'm not sure. I'm going to take my calculator, and there's probably junk in there, so I'm going to reset it. If there's junk in yours, do you guys remember how to reset it? Second memory 712. Yeah, see, there's a whole bunch of junk. Second memory 712. All right, I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to push cosine x. And then on y2, I'm going to put 0.5. And then I'm going to click window. And let's see, x min from 0 to 6 pi. That should be enough to get a whole bunch of answers. You get the first 5 at least. Y min -1 to 1. And then you don't have to do this right now, guys. Just observe, take this in, look at the analysis. And you see these 5 intersections right there? Well, there's 6 of them total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6, but here are the first 5. It's this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, of course, this is not a CAS, so it's not going to give it to me in pi. But I'm just going to get this last one here. So I should be getting in order. 13 pi over 3 is the last one. So I bet you if I find the intersection for this last one here, I bet you that's 13 pi over 3. So look, check it out. Just listen, just see. You're gonna be doing this a lot, so don't worry about this one right now. Second, calculate number 5. I'm just gonna tell the calculator, tell me where they intersect. And it's gonna say, okay, well, is your first curve cosine x? It says first curve cosine x. Yeah, it is. Enter. Is your second curve that 0.5? Like, yeah, it is 0.5. Enter. It's gonna say guess, because there's a whole bunch of them. So when it says guess, really a better word should have been like, which one do you want? But then you want to put a phrase probably. So go to the one you want. I want the 5th one. So I'm going to go to there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to push enter. And notice it says the word intersection. That value, 13.613568, I think that, let me push X in here. That's the same register. And look, that 13.613568. So let me type in 13 pi over 3 and see if that's the same thing. 13 pi over 3. And look at that. Cool, right? So do you guys see what's happening, what we're doing? Like, do you see how it's all connected? Okay. Or do we not see how it's all connected? Don't worry, we're going to do more. All right. I'm not a big fan of formulas, but I guess let me talk about this one here because we're talking about radians. So you could have, so let me erase all these. I just want you guys to see what's going on here. You could have done this. You see that plus or minus in front of that cosine? That's because of this, guys. If I go clockwise or counterclockwise, that angle is pi over 3. And if I go counterclockwise, that's counterclockwise. If I go clockwise, that angle right there is negative pi over 3. Do you guys see that? So that's why they have that plus minus. So if you go plus minus arc cosine of 1/2 plus 2 pi n, you'll get these answers or these general equations if I call that x equals. So check it out. X equals plus minus, do the pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. And then look, x1 equals pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. That's the same thing as this one up here. And then you go x2 equals negative pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. Child, that's not the same thing as this one because that one says 5 pi over 3. Guys, negative pi over 3 plus 2 pi will give me 5 pi over 3. Look, negative pi over 3 plus 6 pi over 3. Look at that. Negative 1 plus 6, that is 5 pi over 3 because look at the location that you're at. Does that make sense? I'm not a big fan of formulas. If you have a value that's not perfect, then I guess use a formula. But the ones that I care about, we're going to have perfect radians for the most part. Child, what are you talking about? Perfect radians. Square root of 2 over 2. That's not a radian, that's a coordinate. Perfect coordinates. Square root of 2 over 2, square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. Those. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? All right. So there it is. There's my formula. Of course, if you're in degrees, 360, yes, we'll practice with those. We'll practice with the formulas. But make sure that you don't become a robot. Cool or not cool? All right. So here we go. I have the same question. It says find the first 5 positive values of arc cosine negative 0.3. Remember what this means, guys. That right there is an x coordinate, or I guess the x coordinate on the unit circle, if you want to think of it like this. So that, what does that mean? Cosine, if I set that's equal to x, that means cosine x equals negative 0.3. That's what it means. Okay. Are we okay? All right. I'm just going to use this formula that I have here. It says plus minus. So I'm going to go, what am I going to do? If I set that equal to x, I'm going to write x equals plus minus arc cosine or inverse cosine of negative 0.3 plus 2 pi n. I haven't done anything crazy. Are we still okay? I take my calculator. Let's see what that is. I'm going to go, let me clear this. Second arc cosine, negative 0.3. I push enter to that. I want to see what that is. And I get this number, 1.875488981. Let's see if I can remember. Plus minus 1.87. Nope, don't remember. 54889. 5488981. Are we still okay, guys? Okay, here we go. I'm going to say x1. I'm going to call it the positive one first. 1.875488981 plus 2 pi n. You call these general equations because these equations will tell you your answer. And for x2, I'm going to say the same thing, but negative. I haven't done anything crazy. Are we still okay? All right, here are my answers. X equals, my first one is a positive one because it says the first 5 positive values, right? So I'm going to get this one as my first one. 1.87548 truncated. That's coming from x1. So I'll put x1 here in the top. The next one's coming from x2, but I don't want it to be negative. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a negative in the front, and I'm going to scroll up, and I'm going to push enter, and see, it brings it down. And I'm going to push plus 2 pi. Enter. 4.40769. 4.40769. That one came from x2. Does everyone see what I did there, guys? The next one's going to come from x1. I take the positive 1.8754889, and I'm going to add what? 2 pi. So all I do is scroll up. Just scroll up. There's my positive one. Push enter. Plus 2 pi. Enter. And there it is. 8.15867. 8.15. Did I say 867? 15867. Yeah. 867. That one came from x1. From this one, plus 2 pi. Plus 2 pi. All right. The next one's going to come from this x2. Plus 2 pi. So take the 4.407. I'm just going to square root that 4.407, guys. Enter. Plus 2 pi. And voila. 10.69088. 10.69088. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need one more. I take this 8.1. I'm going in order from highest to lowest. I take that 8.15867, and I'm going to add 67, and I'm going to add 2 pi. So let's go to that. Enter. Plus 2 pi. 14.44185. 44444. Call the fours. That's a lawyer, right? 8596. What's that lawyer's name? Is it Gem Handler? The Hammer? I don't know. Do you guys know him personally? I don't know him either. I don't know who he is. All right. Chop, I want another way to do this. I don't want to do it this way. If I don't tell you what way to do it, you can just type this into the calculator. Cosine x, type in cosine x into y1. Type in negative 0.3 into y2 if you have an 84. So Check it out. I already have it here, y1 and y2. Well, I already have y1. I'm going to change the y2 to negative 0.3. And I don't have to mess with the window because I just messed with it last time. Push enter, and look, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 right here. Okay, let's all do this. You guys are in charge of the very first one. See if you guys can do it. You guys are in charge of the second one. You guys are in charge of the third one, left to right, the third intersection. And I'll get you the fourth and the fifth. So here's how you do it. Second, calculate the trace button. And which one am I going to push? Number 5. And I'm going to put, it says first curve cosine, yes. Second curve negative 0.3, yes. And I said that I wanted the fourth one, so I'm going to go to the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go, I just go to the fourth one, and it needs to say the word intersection. Push enter. See? Intersection. So 10.690882. Look at that. It is the 1, 2, 3, 4, check mark. Let me check the fifth one, see if it's correct. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter. And I'm going to scroll to the one I want. This is the fifth one. I'm going to push enter. 14.44186. And look at that. Fifth one. 14.44185. Well, mine it says 96. On my window. Zero to 6 pi, and then y min negative 1, y max 1. Practice, guys, practice. Practice around this. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, guys. That negative 0.3 just has to be between negative 1 and 0, so you don't have to make it exactly like this. Which one do you want? Find the practice. How do you get to the what? On your graph, you push second, calculate, and then number 5. And then when it says first curve, second curve, it tells you if you only have 2 curves, you can just push enter. Enter, enter. And then when it says guess, you go to the one you want. It needs to say the word intersection, guys. So if I want the second one, boom. Second one left to right. It needs to say the word intersection. 4.407. Is that what I had initially? Yep, 4.407. Yeah, make sure you guys know how to use these calculators, guys. You'll have Desmos for the 9 weeks exam, but for the exam, when it comes to this, you won't have Desmos. So make sure you know how to use those calculators. You don't have to use an 84. If you want to use an Inspire, that's fine. Okay. Are we okay? All right. You think you got? Oh, why is there so much white space? I guess I thought I was going to use more. All right. Here we go. If it's not a perfect coordinate, I would definitely use the calculator. You guys ready? Don't worry, we're going to go slow. All right. So it says first, so with the calculator, see it says solve with the calculator. 7 cosine 2 power 13 x minus 4 plus 9 equals 5. Before we even start, can someone just look at it and tell me what the period of this function is, of this function right here? Yeah, the period is 13 because b, Your b is 2 pi divided by period. Oh, look, they're making it easy for you. There's a 2 pi in the numerator, so that 13 must be the period. Do you guys see that? Okay, so here we go. I'm solving this with a calculator. I'm going to type on y1, I'm going to type 7 cosine, open parenthesis, 2 pi over 13, parenthesis, x minus 4, close, close, plus 9. And on y2, I'm going to type 5. So do that. So you take your calculator. y1, and I already forgot what it was. You guys are going to help me out. 7 cosine 2 pi over 13. So there's my 2 pi. There's my 13. Close it twice. Boom, boom. Put that in there for y1, guys. What was my y2? 5? That's the AP score we want. Are we still okay? Okay, we haven't done anything, guys. Just type it in. Make sure it looks like that. I prefer to use the little fraction thingy. Alpha, y equals, enter. To get it to look like this. I like how they put a little curve on the 2 pi. The programmer did that. Okay, good question. Window. So do you see how it says that it wants the answers between -7 and 27? So that's your x min and x max. So go x min, -7, x max, 27. Did everyone see how we did that? Okay. Y min. Well, if I want to see the whole curve, hopefully by now we're good. That midline is 9, and I'm going to go 7 up, 7 down. What is 9 minus 7? So that's my Y min. If you want to go a little bit below that, that's fine as well. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go to 0. And I'm going to make it symmetric. So your Y max. So what is 9 plus 7? And I'm going to add another 2 to that. So I'm going to make it 18. All right, here we go. Y scale by 1, that's fine. Push graph. And mine's going to do it a lot faster than yours because this is a computer instead of a calculator. If yours does not look like that after changing the window, something's up. Check your parentheses. All right, you guys get the second intersection left to right. This group get the third intersection left to right. You guys get the fourth one. I'll get the first and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get the first, fifth, and sixth. So here we go. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter, guess. Negative 4.491531. 491,531. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 21.508. 21.508,469. 21.508,469. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter. 25.491521. Okay. All right, what was the second intersection, guys? Oh, that's the third one, I think. You guys were in charge of the third. You guys got the second one? Travis Lua or someone? Like it's like negative 0 point something. To what? 50824. That sounds like it could be right. Let me check. Not that I don't trust you guys, I do. enter, enter, and I'm going to go all the way to the second one, way over there. Enter. Negative 508,469. 508,469. It needs to say the word intersection, so make sure, guys. 469. It needs to say the word intersection. So you can hover really close, but it needs to say the word intersection. All right, group, what'd you guys get for the third one? 8.508,688. I think that's correct. 508,688. 508. No, that 6 should not be a 6. It probably should be a 4. Did you say the word intersection? Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter. And it needs to say the word intersection, guys. You guys are just getting really close to it, probably. It needs to say that. See? 508,4688. Is that what you want? 508. Oh, you said 4, and I just didn't write it. Maybe you did 4688. 508,4688. Okay, what'd you guys get for the fourth one? 12.491. Yeah, that sounds correct. Yep, 491531. Yep, because if you add, okay, check it out, guys. I just want to make sure that you're not robots. If you add 13 to number 4, it'll get you to the number 6 one. See, 12 plus 13 is 25. And look at all the digits, 491531, same digits. If you add 13 to number 3, to the third one we got, 8 plus 13, look, it's 21. Are you shocked? No, you're not, because the period of this function was 13. Do you guys see that? Okay. All right, so now let's do example 4 that first period said that it was tough. It's not that bad. I think a mosquito beat me. There's mosquitoes in this room. In the morning, it's really bad. Okay. You guys ready? All right. Found algebraically, so that means that we're going to find these values, but with algebra. Don't worry, we're going to use our calculator. We'll be fine. First, start off with this equation. So I'm going to write, let's see, 7 cosine, open parenthesis, 2 pi over 13, open, x minus 4, close, close, plus 9 equals 5. So the whole point here, guys, is that we're trying to solve for x. We're trying to get x by itself. Cool or not cool? All right, so the first move, we got to get rid of this 9 here. How do we get rid of that 9? Yeah, minus 9, subtract. So now we're going to have 7 cosine 2 pi over 13, x minus 4, close, close, equals, and the difference between 9 and 5 is what, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 4, negative 4, because the 9 is larger than the 5. Are we still okay so far, guys? Okay, now I have a product. I have 7 times cosine. Remember, we're trying to solve for x. So I got to get rid of that 7. And I get rid of that 7 by doing, by dividing. So divide by 7, divide by 7. So now you're going to get cosine 2 pi over 13, x minus 4, close, close, equals negative 4/7. So catch up to there. Are we still okay? All right, my next move, I need to get rid of that cosine in the front. It's cosine of all that stuff. So how do I get rid of that cosine? No. It's cosine of that. So it's not cosine multiplied by that. It's cosine of that. So we got to do inverse. Perfect. Inverse cosine, 2 pi over 13, bless you. Bless you squared. X minus 4, close, equals, plus minus arc cosine of negative 4/7 plus 2 pi n. Chop, what are you doing? I'm skipping right to this step because it wasn't a perfect radian. So I'm skipping right to this step. Writing that. Did everyone see what I did there, guys? No one's lost. Yeah, if it would have been if I had a perfect coordinate, I would have just written out like what that coordinate is, like pi over whatever. If it would like arc cosine of a half or something, you know? Okay. Are we still okay? All right, so right now I'm trying to solve for x. I'm really close. I have 2 pi over 13 times that. You can, if you want, to say divide by 2 pi over 13, but I think it doesn't look as nice. So I like to say multiply by the reciprocal because I feel like it looks better. Does that make sense? So whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So here I am. I'm just multiplying by the reciprocal, 13 over 2 pi. And be careful for those of you that use a calculator here. I would use a fraction feature so you never get these wrong. So here's what I have. I have x minus 4. There's no parentheses now. When I distribute this, you're going to have plus minus 13 over 2 pi arc cosine of negative 4/7 plus the 2 pi's cancel out when I distribute it to that, 13n. That's how you check. I'll slow down. Here's how you check that you did it right, that you did it correct. The period of this was 13, so you should be seeing, you see wherever there's an n, that's how long it takes to complete a cycle. So if one cycle, if the period is 13, then you should see a 13 with the n, because 13n, that tells you like one cycle is 13. Does that make sense, guys? All right, last move. You see that 4 right here, or negative 4? What's up?
Okay, you know how you have a 2 pi, and where did that go?
It went away because I multiplied by 13 over 2 pi. I did this. I did 13 over 2 pi times 2 pi. The 2 pi's go away and you get 13.
Okay, I get it.
You know what I mean? So the 2 pi's right here. Maybe it's not very good right there, but it's 13 over. Okay. But we get it for sure. Okay. You're not just telling me that just to go on. Okay. All right. So here we go, guys. Move the negative 4 right in front right there so you'll never make a mistake. X equals 4 plus minus 13 over 2 pi arc cosine of negative 4/7 plus 13n. Do I still got white space? Perfect. I still got plenty. You guys ready? X1 equals, I'm going to do the 4 plus first. So I take my calculator, and I'm going to go to my home screen, and let me clear all this, and I'm going to go 4 plus, use the fraction feature, guys, or else the calculator is going to think that you're doing 13 divided by 2 times pi. So 13 over 2 pi. You know what? Let's talk about that first. Okay. Don't write this down. This is just a side note. If you do this, tell me why this is wrong. Tell me why it's wrong. How many coders do we have in here, guys? Do you guys code? No? We don't have any coders? The calculator thinks, it's just a machine, the calculator thinks you're doing 13 divided by 2 and whatever that is times pi. So that's why 13 over 2 pi is wrong. When I want 13 over 2 pi. So either use parentheses, 13 over 2 pi, where 2 pi is in the denominator. Either use parentheses like this, or use this, alpha y equals enter, and you'll never be wrong. 13 over 2 pi, you want the 2 pi in the denominator. Maybe I wasn't being specific enough. See? 13 divided by 2 pi is 2.069. Okay, that was just a side note. Let me just do what we were initially doing. 4 plus. So here we go. 4 plus, and be careful on this part, alpha y equals enter, 13 in the top, 2 pi in the bottom. Or use parentheses. Arc cosine, so I'm going to put second arc cosine of negative 4/7. Negative 4/7. So we better get one of those answers that we got in there. Do not put plus 13n, just do that. There it is. 8.50846. 8.50846 plus 13n. Yep, that's this one right here. X2. Instead of plus, we're going to do minus. Just scroll up. Just scroll up and change the plus to a minus. Make sure we know the difference between the minus and the negative, right? Second quit. Sorry, guys. Minus. Enter. Negative 0.508468. Negative 0.508468 plus 13n. These are what you call general expressions. These will give you all the answers. Cool or not cool? 508468. 508468, yes. Ask me questions, guys. Are we doing okay? This will tell us all the answers, guys. Look, x equals, and I believe there's one more before that negative 0.5. Yeah, so let me leave a blank here. Blank, comma, negative 0.508468. That comes from x2, comma, 8.50846. That comes from x1, comma. The next one is going to come from x2 when you add 13 to it. See? So negative 0.508. So here it is, negative 0.508. Enter plus 13. 12.49153. 12.49153, comma. The next one comes from the 8.508 plus 13. So I'm going to scroll up to the 8.508. Enter plus 13. 21.508468. 21.508468. I know we're truncating. If we round it, that 8 should have been a 9. And then I think I have one more after that 21, right? So I'm going to take that 12.49, and I'm going to add 13 plus 13. And so here it is. I'm just going to scroll up, guys. Just scroll up. Enter. Plus 13. 25.49153. 25.49153. How do I get this other one? How do I get the negative 4.49153 that I got there from my general expressions? Subtract it from which one? Yeah, from the x1, the 8.50846. So I'm going to scroll up to the 8 point whatever. Where are you, 8 point whatever? There it is. Push enter, and I'm going to go minus 13. And there it is, negative 4.49153. Negative 4 point. I'm just going to steal it from over here. 49153. 49153. Well, I knew that from this one over here. You know what I mean? Because it's supposed to be the same. But I guess I could, as long as I'm within negative 7 and 27, I guess I just keep going until I have no more. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Did you guys think that was super tough? No, with practice, you'll be fine. Do you always got to use that formula? I'm going to show you right here. Look at this equation. You don't have to use it all the time, guys. If it's something perfect, look at this. So they want all the answers between pi over 2 and 2 pi. And I always say x1 just in case I got to do an x2. And we'll see if we have to do an x2. Maybe we'll do it. I don't know. We'll figure it out right now. So start. It says solve the following equation on the interval pi over 2 to 2 pi. You don't need a calculator. By the way, this is a very famous question. These type of questions come out all the time in the UH math contest. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start off by just writing the expression. Trying to solve for x. I'm going to go slow. What's my first move? How do I get rid of it? I need to get rid of that cosine. How do I get rid of it? Inverse cosine. So I'm going to write x minus 2 minus pi over 4 equals arc cosine of 1/2 chop. Why didn't you put the plus minus? Well, I'm dealing with a perfect arc cosine of 1/2. You can, if you want to put the plus minus, you can. I don't know, maybe you feel comfortable with the plus minus. But this is a perfect coordinate, guys. We know where that's at. We've been messing around with it since we started class. What's the very first one that I hit? Pi over 3. So x over 2, maybe you put a 1, maybe you want to put a subscript there of a 1 minus pi over 4 equals pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. Do you guys see what we did? And now I'm just going to move that pi over 4 to the right. x1 over 2, that's a subscript, equals pi over 4 plus pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. I haven't done anything crazy, guys.
You go back and explain it.
Okay, yes. Remember this right here? That just means cosine of what angle is 1/2. That's what it means. Well, what angle is this angle? What angle is this? Pi over 3. So you can see why that unit circle is so important. Cosine of pi over 3, when you took the unit circle quiz, and I go cosine of pi over 3, quick, what is it? Well, that's a half. So if I tell you arc cosine of a half, you're going to tell me pi over 3. I guess if you want, you can say plus minus, but we won't need it on this one. But that's why I put the surplus there just in case. I don't know. Do you want me to put plus minus in front of the pi over 3? It doesn't matter to me. Okay. All right. Did that make sense though? Or are you just telling me that just to tell me that? Okay. This right here, guys, that I'm boxing, all I'm doing is finding a common denominator. You guys can do this. Times 3 over 3 times 4 over 4. X1 over 2 equals, this becomes 3 pi over 12 plus 4 pi over 12. What's 3 pi plus 4 pi? 3 pi plus 4 pi? No, not 6 pi. 7 pi over 12. Does everyone know where I got the 12 from? That's my denominator. Plus 2 pi n. Are we still okay? I don't want x1 over 2. I just want x1. So I'm going to multiply this by 2. Yeah, this is x1 divided by 2, multiplied by 2. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. I made that look like a power. Times 2. All right, so here we go. x1 equals, I kind of am tempted to write 7 pi over 6, but in case you don't see that, I'm going to write 14 pi over 12 plus 4 pi n. And then 14 pi over 12, they're both even, 14 and 12. So that reduces to 7/6. And there it is. I'll look for that answer. How do we feel? If you would have done the other one, child, there's another one. If I would have done the 5 pi over 3, you wouldn't have gotten an answer. Look, don't write this down. You don't have to. 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. And then move that right there. x2 over 2 equals pi over 4 plus 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. Times 3 over 3 times 4 over 4. Let's see what we got. x2 over 2 equals 20 plus 3. That's 23 pi over 12 plus 2 pi n. And times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You would have gotten x2 equals, why did I change the color? Let's go back to black. x2 equals 23 pi over 6 plus 4 pi n. 23 pi over 6 is larger than 2 pi because you have to have a 12 on the top for it to be 2 pi, so it doesn't make any sense. So you would not even bother with that one. You would just do that one and you'd see the first answer and you'd already be done. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm being extra by showing all that. Cool or not cool? Don't worry, we're going to do some together. Look at your activity. What happened, miss? Oh, we're still going. Sorry, miss. No, we're still going. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to do two of the first three. I'm going to do maybe you don't need this one. I don't know. Maybe you guys are too good. So arc cosine of square root of 3 over 2. Think about the first time that cosine is square root of 3 over 2 on the unit circle. Pi over 6. That's the first answer. I guess first we should read the directions, right? Find the first 5 positive values. So the first one is pi over 6. What's the next one? It's in quadrant 4. 11 pi over 6. Because we want to know where it's a positive square root of 3 over 2, right? All right, how do I get the next one, though? Well, you take the pi over 6, and we're going to add 2 pi to it. Because if I go pi over 6 plus 2 pi, I'm in the same location on the unit circle. Does that make sense? I'm in that same ray or that same segment. So, Chav, how do I add 2 pi to pi over 6 really quick? Well, make the denominator a 6. And to make it 2 pi, make the numerator a 12. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Do you guys see what we're doing? Do you see the logic? And look, we haven't used any formulas. So just add 12 pi to 1 pi. What's that? So 13 pi, keep the denominator, 13 pi over 6. Add 2 pi again to 11 pi over 6. What's 12 plus 11? What is it? 23 pi, yeah. 23 pi over 6. I need one more because it's at the first 5. Add 12 pi over 6 or 2 pi to the, let's see, to the 13 pi over 6. What's 12 plus 13? There it is. You got them. Cool or not cool? Okay. Tell me which one you want to do. Number 2 or number 3. It doesn't matter to me. Number 3. Okay, so there's 2 ways to do it. Do you want to do this with graphing or do you want to do this with arc cosine, like with the calculator, like adding stuff? Graphing? Okay. So on the calculator on y1, type in cosine x. On y2, you're going to type what? Negative 0.7. Good. So on y1, I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to go y1. I'm going to type in cosine x, so clear cosine x. And on y2, negative 0.7. We're going to have to fix it. Click on window. I want the first 5 positive, so we're going to start at 0. And let's see, 2 pi, 2 pi. Every time you do, okay, let me slow down because I want to make sure that you know the logic. Every time you do one revolution, you're going to have 2 answers. So if I want to do the first 5, I want to guarantee the first 5, I have to do 3 revolutions. Not quite a full 3 revolutions, but 3 revolutions. That makes sense? 3 revolutions is how many radians? 2 pi, 2 pi, 6 pi. So that's what you're going to type in for x max. 6 pi. You're going to see 6 intersections. We just care about the first 5. Y min, negative 1. If you want to see the wave, Y max 1. Or you want to go a little bit below, a little bit above, negative 1.5, 1.5. That's fine. Graph. And there it is. Look at that. 6 intersections. I want the first 5. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter. When it says guess, I'm going to go to the first one. Enter. Write that number down. 2.34619. That's your first one, guys. Yes. 0, 6 pi, and negative 1 and 1. Let's get the second one. Did you guys write the first one? I already forgot it. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter, enter. 2.3461. Write that down. At least 3 digits after the decimal. If you can write more, even better. Second, calculate number 5. Enter, enter. When it says guess, scroll to the second one and then push enter. It needs to say the word intersection. 3.93699. You guys think you guys can get the next 3? Okay, get the next 3, guys. Bless you squared. You have the plot on. Don't turn on your plots. When you're in statistics, you can plot the data better than use that machine. You have the plot on. Let it turn on. Unless someone was messing with their stats, you never reset the calculator. That could have happened too. Miss, you're fine. I didn't do that to you, Miss. Oh yeah, but the other 2 are tomorrow. I put them for tomorrow. The first one's today. I'll check just in case. Oh, see? You're good. You're good, Miss. You're sharp. Okay. Did everyone get rid of number 3? Okay. All right, you guys choose one question from 4, 5, and 6. It does not matter to me which one. 4, 5, and 6. The instructions are the same. It wants me to find a particular equation of the sinusoid. Well, right now we're pretty good. We're experts for cosine, but since this is arc cosine, we're going to focus on cosine. Find a particular equation, find the answers of the graph, and find the x values algebraically. So tell me which one, 4, 5, or 6. 4. We have one vote for 4. Number 4. Okay, let's focus on number 4. So here we go. First, this is actually what you're going to be doing on Friday. Not this solving algebraically, but getting the letter A here. Letter A says find a particular equation of the sinusoid. You can use cosine because we're doing inverse cosine. So I'm going to write y equals, I'm doing letter A cosine B, open, x minus c, close, plus d. So I'm going to find the midline first. I see a max at 7. I see a min at -3, and I'm going to divide by 2. 7 plus -3 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I'm going to go to 2, and I'm going to go, yeah, that looks like the middle. That looks like the middle. The A is the gap between 7 and 2, or the gap between 2 and -3. It should be the same number. 7 minus 2 is 5. 2 minus the -3 is also 5. So the amplitude is 5. Cool or not cool? We're using cosine, so we're using the first peak that we see. What peak is that at? So C equals 3 to the right. And then the B, well, we got to find the period first. I have a peak at 3 and I have another peak at 23. So the period is 20. So then the B is, we're not doing degrees, we're doing radians. 2 pi over 20, which reduces to pi over 10. So here's my equation. Letter A. Y equals 5. I'll put equals. Y equals 5 cosine pi over 10, open parenthesis, x minus 3, close, plus 2. Are you okay so far, guys? All right, letter B. Find graphically with a calculator or Desmos, because you'll have Desmos, maybe it's easier in Desmos, the x value shown for the indicated y value within the domain of the graph. Okay, so on my y1 in the calculator, I'm going to type in 5 cosine pi over 10, parenthesis, x minus 3, close, plus 2. On the y2, I'm going to type 6. My window, so let me write it here so you guys can have this as notes here. Your x min is going to be -3. Oh, no, that's not -3. That's -3. -1, -2. Oh, that's -3. -3. X max is going to be 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29. Your y min, don't worry about the x scale, leave it alone. Your y min, I'm going to make it -4. And your y max, I'm going to make it 8. I'm just going by the grid that I see here. Do you guys see that? All right, let's try it out. Bless you. Was that a sneeze? I couldn't tell. And I already forgot. 5. Yeah, hook me up with the equation, guys. What was it? 5 cosine over 10. Did it move 3 to the right? So x minus 3. X minus 3, close. And what's my midline? 2? Like that? Okay. And I want to equal this to 6. All right, guys, practice. Type this in. Does everyone have that? Okay, click on window. X min, what did I write? -3. -3. X max, what did I write? 29. Leave the scale alone. Y min, -4. Y max, 8. Y max, Max 8. All right, push graph. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you guys see those 4 intersections? All right, here we go. Second, calculate. I'm going to calculate the first one. You guys over here do 2. You guys do 3. You guys do 4. Number 5, enter. Second curve, enter. Scroll. Enter. 0.9516724. Nine five 16724. All right, group. What did you guys get for number 2? 5.048 427. 1.5048 3276. Like that. Okay. All right, team. What did you guys get for the third one? 95167. Actually, yeah, good job. That's correct. What'd you guys get? Yeah. All right, make sure you're not a robot. Are you shocked that these two right here, 0.95 and 20.95, are you shocked that those are 20 apart? No, the period is 20. Are you shocked that 5.04832 and 25.04832 are 20 apart? No, because there's 20 degrees. The period of this function is 20, guys. Cool or not cool? Okay. I'm going to change the color so it's easy to follow along. The last part, find the x values algebraically. That's the toughest part. Relax. It's not that bad. Here we go. Start with the equation. So this was letter B right here. All this was letter B. Let me see if I can, because we're going to need the space. So here's letter C. I'm going to take up all this space. Start by writing 5 cosine pi over 10 x minus 3 close plus 2 equals 6. Do that first. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. What's my first move? So how do I do? Yeah, I'm slowing down. Subtract the 2. When you do that, you get 5 cosine pi over 10 x minus 3 close equals 4. Are we still okay, guys? I'm slowing down, guys. I'm slowing down. What's the next move? Divide by 5 because it's 5 times that. So here we go. Cosine pi over 10 x minus 3 close equals 4/5. I'm going to bring it right there. Now I need to get rid of the cosine. How do I achieve that? Inverse. So I'm going to write pi over 10 x minus 3 equals, because this is not a perfect coordinate, I'm going to write plus minus arc cosine of 4/5 plus 2 pi n. Don't worry, I stopped, I slowed down. Are we still okay? Memorial Johnson, we're okay? Here we go. I want to get, this is a product. It's pi over 10 times x minus 3. I want to get rid of that pi over 10. What's my next move? Multiply by the reciprocal, 10 over pi. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So here we go. Here's what we have now. X minus 3 equals, and I'm just distributing it like that, see? Plus minus 10 over pi arc cosine of 4/5 plus, the pi's cancel out, 10 times 2 is 20. That's how you check that you're doing it right. That should be the period. Last move, just move that 3 right there. So I'm going to write x equals 3 plus minus 10 over pi arc cosine of 4/5 plus 20n. I'm going to write my expressions over here. What's up?
So when it says s minus, so it doesn't matter if it's negative. Oh no, does it?
I didn't hear the question.
It doesn't matter if it's negative.
Well, when I moved it, it turned to positive.
Oh, but if it was plus 3, then nothing negative.
Yeah. I just moved it. If you move it to the other side of the equal sign, it just changes polarity. Are we okay, guys? Take your calculator. I'm going to write x1 and x2 right here. x1 equals, I'm going to do the plus 1. So I'm going to go second quit. I'm going to go 3 plus alpha y equals enter 10 over pi. Second arc cosine. And I already forgot. Was it 4/5 or negative 4/5? 4/5. 4 over 5. And that's where you stop. And hopefully this is going to be one of my coordinates that we already have. 5.04832. I believe I remember that one. 5.04832 plus 20n. That's my first one. Look, it's that one right there. x2 equals, instead of adding, I'm going to what? Subtract. So just scroll up and change the plus to a minus. Minus 0.95167. So there it is. 0.95167 plus 20n. And you can stop there because you know that if you add 20 to those, you'll get the other answers. Does that make sense? How do we feel? I know, maybe we should have put more space in here. Just on letter C, just worry about doing the algebra, the general expressions. Well, if we add 20 to that 5, it'll be this one that you got earlier. You know what I mean? Yeah, once you find that, like if you add 20 to the 0.9, you'll get this one. See? So we're good. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes. I think with 20 minutes, you can at least do number 2 and at least start on one of these. We're here, so ask me questions if we run into issues. I wanted it today, but you can turn it in tomorrow.